Please listen carefully.
Hello, universe. Welcome to the Optimist Daily Update. I'm Summers McKay.
And I'm Kristy Jansen, and we're part of the team behind the Optimist Daily, making solutions the news. We bring you reader-funded solutions news every day in order to change the tenor of news media, social media, and the direction of your day to help make it one focused on solutions.
7 days a week, we publish positive news stories written by award-winning journalists and delivered online to your inbox and through our social channels. And also, we are sharing these solutions in a commute-worthy, walk-worthy, home office-worthy, in the office-worthy, watch the cat play with the laser toy-worthy podcast. Today is Friday, the 2nd of July, 2021. So, Kristy, guess what my husband got the kittens?
A laser toy?
Uh-huh. It's a motion-censored laser toy that you just plug into like a USB cable.
So they have little dance parties all the time.
Exactly. And they just have all these little dance parties, and we're trying to get them to wear out a little bit because they are pretty crazy. But yes, so I sit in my office and watch them run around making crazy cat noises with their laser toy. And I just thought that you, as a fellow rescuer of these creatures, would appreciate they were being amused all times.
I'm so glad to know, because just the other day you showed me the little harnesses you bought them, so you can actually take them on walks as well. And I'm really curious to hear how that goes.
Stop telling on me. Yep. So they are too small for their little harnesses. And that's all I'm going to say about that.
Okay. We got to get your exercise in with those kittens.
Exactly. The kitten walks are going to just be how I get my extra steps in. Oh my goodness. It is such a Friday. I am in such a Friday mood. I just don't even want to think today. I think everyone's kind of excited for the holiday weekend that we're celebrating here in the United States. And anyone who works for U.S. companies, I guess, also. Yeah, I am in a Friday kind of mood. I just want to go play.
And since we're all looking forward to just taking a little time off, we're going to focus on international stories today, right? We're going to look at what's happening around the world that can inspire us here at home.
We're getting global here. So we all know that I am a gardener. I love urban farming. And I talked quite passionately with Kristy yesterday regarding the need for more green spaces in this world. I got involved in a social media dialogue about the need for more green spaces. And then today, it's like the writers knew I needed some backup. They shared this amazing story that reads, Rosario, Argentina, case study into the benefits of urban farming. Would you look at that? So in 2001, there was a massive financial collapse in Argentina. Rosario, Argentina came up with an ingenious plan to return the city's residents to work by officially partnering with 700 families to dedicate all the unused land in the city for farming, not only creating employment, but also encouraging urban farming and improved access to fresh local produce for residents. So what's this doing? It's making more green space. It's knocking out food deserts. It's giving employment. It is a do good, do well solution across the board. The program was called Urban Architecture Program, and 2 decades from its
hang on, it's urban agriculture.
Urban agriculture program. Yes, I'm talking so fast because it's Friday. 2 decades from its conception, this project has yielded 30 hectares of Parque Huertas, which is called orchard parks, and 15 hectares of agricultural family gardens. Now, these are literally located on every corner of the city, from abandoned brick factories, old dumps, empty lots, and the greenbelt amounts to a total of 700 hectares of the agroecological production within the city's limits. These farmers markets have paved way for other industries and other, tourism supported by artisanal blacksmiths, carpenters, textile producers. It is so exciting. The high number of urban female farmers led to the creation of Farmer Women of Rosario. So they have a biomercado, which serves as a place for indigenous people. And this city, Rosario, is literally named the greenest city in Argentina. It's just a beautiful story. And I love how the investment in the good things, in the planting things, has created such opportunity. everywhere in the environment.
And in addition to the social benefits that you've been highlighting, it also has cut city greenhouse gas emissions by localizing food system, and also the emphasis on organic processes or practices has purified local water supply. Yeah. So it's also the local environmental impacts have been measurable. So I think that's pretty neat. And plus there's locally grown food right there. So it helps with food security in a general sort of way.
Exactly. So food security and healthier choices for food. And it's just, it's just really, really beautiful. It makes me want to hop on a plane and travel to Rosario, Argentina.
I agree. And I wonder how it compares to like Detroit, Michigan has a pretty interesting urban farm program. Mm-hmm. And similarly, that's a city that has been depopulated, and it's been part of the resurgence for Detroit. And I'm curious to see how that would compare to Rosario. I love this article. Yeah, I love it. It's great.
It's fun. It's very inspiring. A lot of folks were super inspired by the bison pathway article that we had the other day. We actually got a lot of response to that on social. I think this one's going to be similar. I think it's just a very, very exciting, thought out solution. And that's what we're about here. But on a bigger, grander scale.
Moving from the plains of Argentina, I want to move to the plains of Kazakhstan, which is a country that you rarely think about, although I did have a grad school colleague who did his field research in Kazakhstan. But Kazakhstan is set to become the home to the world's largest green hydrogen plant. So I wanted to highlight this because I'm so interested and fascinated by the whole coming revolution in terms of our energy markets. Yeah. And green hydrogen is certainly a big part of that. I did not realize this, but Kazakhstan is the 9th biggest and 18th least densely populated country on the planet. So it has very low density of people per square mile, just 7 people per square mile. And about a third of the country consists of endless plains of steppe. Talk about bison. This is the original steppes. This is where Indo-European came from originally back in
right? Big original. Think of the bison cave drawings way back when. I think we had a story
how to
about
ride
that.
Horses. Yeah. It's how we invented the wheel, all of these, this part of the world. But it also means that there's plenty of land which is unpopulated or lightly populated and has great wind and solar resources. It's perfect for installing renewable energy infrastructure. But Kazakhstan is this country who doesn't have any people. So what do you do with that possibly vast amounts of energy resources? German energy company, which is a Svevind. I'm sorry, I'm not sure how to pronounce that.
Yeah. What's Svevind? It looks like like something wind. Svevind.
Yes, Svevind. They are planning to install 45 gigawatts of wind and solar power capacity. And what they're going to do with all of this massive amounts of renewably generated energy is run massive electrolyzers and create green hydrogen. That's how they're going to be storing all this energy that they're going to be generating out there. They'll be storing it as hydrogen, which can then be shipped around the world, used in different places to produce 3 million tons of green hydrogen.
Can I ask a tactical question? Because you are super smart about this. Who can use this hydrogen power? Like, are we buying it for our house, or who's using it?
Well, yeah, it can be used to run fuel cells, which can stabilize grids that run on, like in Germany. Mm-hmm. I think Germany is one of the main markets for this green hydrogen, but also hydrogen is really useful for industries that it's a little bit more challenging to get off to use, like the current technologies that have become really popular, like lithium-ion batteries for like electric vehicles. But using hydrogen in heavy transport, fuel cell trucks are getting to the market and becoming on parity with diesel, plus but it's very clean when you use hydrogen in those. Shipping can be a big industry that will likely turn to green hydrogen. Aeronautical fuels potentially. Hang on, speaking of airplanes.
Perfect.
The other area that can be significantly impacted by the availability of green hydrogen is like heavy industry. creating steel and aluminum, they use a lot of energy. It's been one of the industries with the idea of getting off of natural gas or oil is maybe harder, a bigger climb, but hydrogen is definitely a substitute fuel. So I think this is a really interesting development. And as we get more capacity for generating this kind of hydrogen around the world and figuring out how to transfer it from places like Kazakhstan, Canada, there's a very large green hydrogen plant located in Canada, but it only right now creates about 20 megawatts of peak electrolyzing capacity. So this one's going to be running 30 gigawatts of electrolyzers, which will, as I said, generate 3 million tons of green hydrogen annually. There's a massive project which is being built in Saudi Arabia called NEOM, which will likewise create millions of tons of green hydrogen annually. And their likely off-takers will be in Germany or in Asia. So, fuel for aircraft ships, for heavy industry, for trains and ferries running on hydrogen fuel cells. And just, it's a great alternative to carbon-based fuels.
I'm interested in kind of knowing the storage capacity and whether or not that is it like a denser, requires less space than traditional, liquid jet fuel. I'm just very interested in learning more about hydrogen. And I know that we've dug into it on the Optimist Daily, and I know we did a great sort of view perspective on it, but I think this is really fascinating. And as goes big industries and big investments like this, there's a lot to learn. So pretty cool stuff. There's a lot of other pretty cool stuff today on this TGIF. We have a story about as the weather warms up, here's how to help animals handle a heat wave. The secret to happiness may be a bit of practice. And that actually came from a Optimist Daily emissary who sent that one in. How to make flood risk research more equitable. This one, of course, we play this little piggy all the time in my house. So there is a headline that reads, "These little piggies are going all the way home to the wild." What else do we have?
Wild pigs are no joking matter, by the way.
Well, not here where I live. Wild pigs are sort of apparently quite dangerous.
They are. I know. That's why they're not a joking. There's a lot of pigs out in the wild, which I want to go read that article. I haven't read it yet. All right. Also on today's headlines for Friday, just before the holiday, Yorkshire Dales Rewilding Initiative is letting nature reclaim the land. New Zealand is banning most single-use plastic items by 2025. A free tool estimates a small company's carbon footprint in just 60 seconds. And a wireless pacemaker, which dissolves into the body once it's no longer needed. So that's kind of an interesting medical technology update. Talk about recycling and biodegrading.
Right? The first thing that I saw when I read that headline was like that it dissolves after death. That's kind of what I read. And so likewise, I need to dig into that article. But Kristy, it is Friday. How are you celebrating this weekend? Are you doing anything special as we look ahead to the weekend ahead?
I'll probably be having some safe outdoor events with some friends, enjoying some non-meat focused
non-meat barbecue focus.
Nice portobello mushrooms and eggplant slices on the grill. I don't know.
Eggplant on the grill is pretty yummy. We this afternoon we have a little parade at my daughter's school, which I'm kind of excited for, and I'll try to eat some eggplant too.
But that's it. I hope you have a great 4th of July. I hope everyone listening has a great 4th of July, and we'll be back on Monday with a super short, fun show, and then the rest of the week next week we'll be back to normal.
Yep, I agree. Actually, that's pretty much it for the day. Thanks everybody for listening to the Optimist Daily Update. We promise to continue to share positive solution-based stories about ideas on how you can participate in this changing world, ensuring it's changed for the good. Please consider becoming an emissary on theoptimistdaily.com. I just want to thank everybody who showed up and joined in June. Just like the month before, June was our best month of the year. Each month keeps getting better. Thank you guys for being amazing emissaries for the Optimist Daily. We are so grateful for you, for everyone who helps us keep the Optimist Daily free to all who need it, supported by those who can. Happy 4th, everybody. Have a great weekend.